Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you all had a great Thursday. Hope you're having a great work week as usual. We're almost to the weekend, so thank God for that. But there is a major storm system that will be cranking up tonight, into tomorrow, into Saturday morning, and even into Saturday, just in general, as we get into the southeast. So there is a lot to discuss, but we're not going to spend 20 minutes breaking it down here. We're just going to give you the cut and dry information. Luckily, we do have short range models like the HRRR model, like the NAM model in range now, so we can see and try to figure out when they're initializing these storms, which I think is the biggest question mark with this system altogether. We kind of know what ingredients are going to be in place as far as convective energy, shear, the dew points, low level moisture, and just surface temperatures and things like that. We kind of know what elements are going to be in place for severe weather. What's the question mark is when these storms will just kind of explode or initialize along a line, or will there be some supercells that can promote more rotating updrafts, more just tornadic storms? So there is some things to discuss and figure out, and we're going to break that down in this video. So if you guys, anybody who lives in Arkansas, points east into Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, even Alabama, and even up in Kentucky to Ohio Valley, this video is definitely for you guys. And I'm sure you've already heard from your local news, there's going to be some nasty storms tomorrow night. Another thing is this looks like it's going to be a nocturnal event. In fact, there might not be any storms until the sun goes down. I mean, not any. I mean, I would not be surprised there's one storm that fires up when the sun's still up. Might be wrong, might be a little bit of activity. So there's a lot to break down, discuss in this video. Also, first significant winter storm across the Midwest of the season. So there's that too. So if you guys have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button for me. Like the video if you like it. I'm very excited about 2022, guys. I was really thinking about it at work, and I'm just excited to see what it's going to bring for me with this channel and for everybody. And I'm looking forward to interacting with you guys. So definitely hit the subscribe button. Like the video if you like it. Appreciate all the amazing support. And let's get going here. So let's basically look at, the Storm Prediction Center. Right now, as of right now, we'll see if this upgrades, and I really don't think it is. I think this may be as high as it goes, but we'll see what happens. It's a pretty broad area of an enhanced area, which is level 3 out of 5. That's pretty significant, guys. It really is. That's stretching all the way from far southeast Arkansas, the whole entire eastern areas of Arkansas, northern parts of Mississippi, northwest parts of Mississippi, and basically the whole western half, including Nashville of Tennessee, and into the western half of Kentucky, and then very small areas of Illinois and Indiana. You can't discount you guys in the Ohio Valley, because I really think there's going to be a severe weather threat up here too. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it's worse up here than it is down here, but we'll see. I'm not set on that at all. And then there's a pretty broad area of a slight risk, but you can't ignore this area either, especially areas to the east and north. Because a slight risk is pretty significant also. As far as the tornado threat, there is a 10% chance hatched in this area, and that's a 10% chance of 25 miles in any given location could potentially see basically a high-end tornado, and there is going to be the potential here for some high-end tornadoes that's EF2 or higher. So we need to pay attention to this, because there is some chance embedded in a line that has supercells in it for some tornadic storms. So this is a big deal. You can't discount the wind threat too, because once this goes into a linear mode, and when I say linear, I mean a line of storms, there is going to be the chance for straight line wind gusts, which can be just as dangerous as tornadoes sometimes. As far as a hail threat, I don't see much of it, because the threat of supercells has pretty much trended down. I really think they have. So that's good news as far as a hail threat. So I don't think that's going to be as significant. I really don't think it is. I think there's going to literally be a 1 to 2 hour period where there could be some individual supercells that fire up before they really congeal into a line. But what's pretty much firing this off, and I broke it down a lot in my video last night, is you basically got a upper trough digging down. You got a surface low firing up around Kansas into Iowa that's bringing a big-time snowstorm for you guys. And underneath of it, you got a warm front surging northward, and therefore you got a lot of high-end dew points for this time of the year surging all the way into the Ohio Valley. So there's a big-time moist and warm sector promoting plenty of surface moisture right here. At the same time, you have a up in the 500 millibars and about the mid levels of the atmosphere, several thousand feet up in the air, you have winds screaming up in the Ohio Valley and northern areas of the Mid-South at 80 to 100 knots. That's pretty fast. And then you have an 850 low-level jet that really gets cranking up right into here, 50, 60, 70 knots right into here, promoting a low-level shear. And basically, when you have low-level shear, you definitely have a tornado threat regardless of what the storm structure is. So here we go. We're going to take a look at the HRRR model and see what's going on here. It's the latest 18Z. So there's going to be the OOZ long-range model that comes out here in another hour or two. So that'll be new data, but I'm going to show you the latest data. So we're going to back it up here to around 1 p.m. Friday. If you hear my kids in the background, I do apologize. They're getting ready to take a bath and they're very hyper right now. But anyways, let's get going here. Here's that surface low. North of it, a big swath of snow going in, getting in the major cities like Minneapolis, I'm sorry guys, my bad, Minneapolis. And so I think y'all will get y'all's first significant snow, whatever y'all consider significant up there. Maybe a half a foot of snow, 6 inches. And I really think areas just south of Minneapolis will get a lot of snow. Eau Claire, however y'all say that, Wisconsin, could be a big jackpot area of, 6 to 10 inches of snow. But underneath this surface low will keep going, just rain moving into Chicago. And this is going to keep cranking up here. And while it's cranking up, at this point, we're getting into the 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. Saturday morning time frame. And I tell you, the HRRR model is going a little crazy with these storms around the surface low here in Illinois, around Chicago, Lake Michigan. And it might be a little difficult to see on your screen, but those are some supercell looking storms. I'm not sold on that, but I really don't think all the ingredients are quite as there up in that area for, tornadic storms. We'll watch. Those are some big time storms well up into Michigan as they're on the warm side of the storm, which is a little bit uncommon for this time of the year. But snow is still cranking up. Big time calm ahead like storm, which normally means severe weather to the south. And at the same time, you have these storms finally initializing here, Louisiana, northeast into the Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky. And here they go, and we'll go through the whole run. They congeal into a line, and then, that's as far out as the model goes, and they're working their way into Georgia. I really think this is going to weaken by the time it gets into the southeast. I really think it is. So as far as a little bit of a better look on this, a more kind of zoomed in look, we'll look at weathermodels.com here. We're getting into Friday. We're getting a Friday morning. Maybe some moisture. Oh, don't do that to me. Maybe some moisture down here in the south. Some thunderstorms moving through. This shows an area of heavy rain moving through Georgia and the Carolinas. I'm interested to see how much that verifies for Friday afternoon. Which there is a chance of rain for you folks in the Carolinas tomorrow. I say you folks, but I'm in the Carolinas too. But that didn't really start showing up until the last 24 hours. But as you're getting going here, you're having some cells popping up in Alabama, some very small showers popping up in Mississippi, but really right into here, right until we get into the 10 p.m. to midnight time frame tomorrow night is when these storms start firing up. And look up here in Indiana and Illinois. These are going to be some nasty storms too. I don't think they're going to be so much as a tornado threat well up to this north, but just south, watching this region right here for a tornado threat. These storms are getting fired up here. I'm going to get a little bit closer into these areas right here in just a second, but if you can look on your screen, they have a little bit of hooks to them initially. This is the latest HRRR model as we're getting well overnight tomorrow night into the wee hours of the morning, Saturday morning. And you got to watch all of these storms right here. They kind of have that look, that little hook to it. And especially here in Tennessee, which I'll show you here in a second, they're kind of congealed up together, which makes it even more dangerous. When you have those springtime supercells in the deep south and Dixie Alley, and then in the Midwest, you get those just supercells that are all alone. You can see the tornado coming. Well, when you get these storms that really congeal together into a line of storms, it's hard to see these things coming. They really is. And here it is by the time you get into 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time here, you're getting this line coming together, but at the same time, you have these embedded little hooks right in here. If you can see it on your screen, where they're kind of hooking when you, and if you know a little bit about weather, when you look on the radar and you see a storm that has a little bit of a hook on it, a little bit of an inflow, that normally means it has some rotation. So any of these storms in this line overnight, watch out, Nashville. Y'all have already had a couple years ago a terrible a nighttime tornado that moved through y'all city suburbs. So watch out, Nashville. I mean, even areas of Alabama, definitely Mississippi. These keep working in. You're waking up Saturday morning, and this is a pretty intense line moving through, getting close to the spine of the Appalachian Mountains, moving through the deep south, and you got to watch, see how much this holds together as it gets into the Carolinas. But these are going to be some intense morning time thunderstorms across the deep south as you're waking up Saturday morning. A little bit closer look here into Nashville. And we're getting into Friday afternoon, Friday evening, some showers. But really, it starts getting going late tomorrow evening into tomorrow night for Tennessee and surrounding states. And here it is. Here's these little small cells beginning to pop up. It doesn't look really impressive. And I know I'm not talking about you guys much in Ohio Valley, but it's about the same here. All these little cells can have quick little spin ups in them. And as they pop up, and for a couple hours, they will be isolated, meaning discrete, if you will. And then around, Nashville, start rolling through in the overnight hours. And, there will be some, low-level shear in place, which promotes a tornado threat. So, the dew points are going to be pretty high in front of these storms. The soundings are supportive of tornadoes. So, that, it's a pretty big deal here. You look at the NAM. NAM's kind of the same way as far as timing. Initializes the storms, kind of explodes them here. But the NAM is a little bit slower. In fact, it's a good bit slower. It really doesn't have the bulk of the activity really moving in through Mississippi, and it's not even into Alabama yet as you're waking up Saturday morning around 7, 8 a.m. So it's a few hours behind, and I would say it's probably not quite as impressive as the HRRR model, but it goes all the way out 60 hours, so we can see what happens in the Carolinas a little bit, and it just looks like a broken up line of storms for the most part. But as far as the ingredients in place, and I'll show you this 500 millibar, the mid-level flow here, getting going here. I mean, here it is. It really gets cranking up here in the Ohio Valley and areas of the Midwest. You got winds at 90 to 110 knots going right over Chicago, well aloft, not at the surface. We're not going to have a hurricane in Chicago, but this is a big time wind energy here. And then you have the low level jet that really gets going here across more southern areas. So you're going to be waking up tomorrow or in the evening time when you're driving home, and even when you guys are waking up in the morning hours, across the deep south and mid-south in certain areas, you're going to wake up in the clouds. You're going to be booking it. So you got a low-level jet ahead. Low-level jet, 850 millibars is about 4,000 to 6,000 feet in the air or so. So, you can visibly see any kind of lower-level clouds just screaming by as you have a flow out the southwest here. As far as Cape, you're obviously not getting 3,000 to 4,000 surface Cape or anything like that, but you get enough. You mix it with high-end wind energy, and you mix it with these incredible dew points for this time of the year, and it's a recipe for a severe weather event for sure, especially when you have clashing of two air masses between dry air and moist air like this. So this is definitely going to be a severe weather event. Do I think it's going to be some major outbreak? I don't think so, but let me tell you, it takes one tornado from one neighborhood to be historic and change people's lives forever. So take this very serious. A lot of high-end dew points. I really worry about the surface moisture. I mean, that's a big-time warm front that surges all the way into the Ohio Valley before the changing of another air mass comes in, and country gets a lot of dry air. But that's all I got, guys. Y'all stay safe, in all those areas I just mentioned. It's you might not get a tornado to your house, but, 10 miles up the road you could, and someone's life is change forever. So prayers goes out for you guys. Be prepared. I'll get y'all an update tomorrow. With it being such a late event, I'll probably be able to talk about the event as it's unfolding tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. God bless all y'all. Have a great night.